Party people, Fat Boy family, I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. You guys already know what to do. As you're coming in, hit that like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Fat Boy Finesse is live again. Drop a 1 if you can hear me, and let me know what your sin of the day is. And hey, let's go. Otto, what's good with you? I see you. Peace and blessings, fam. Sin of the day, Sea Waves and Black Rocks by Sensual Obsessions. Ooh, so good. All right, we got ones. That means you can hear me. Again, go ahead and do me a favor. Hit that like button. That's your way to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Fat Boy Finesse is live again. We are streaming live tonight on YouTube. We are also streaming live on Instagram. Shout out to my channel, IG. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Shout out to the chat on YouTube. As you're coming in, drop a 1 if you can hear me. Let me know what your sin of the day is, and let me know what you're watching from. How was your Monday? How was your weekend? Man, we got some crazy weather here in North Carolina, but we're going to make it through. We're going to make it through. Hopefully we can last the whole live tonight. No power outages, no internet outages. Y'all a little quiet for me tonight, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all a little bit quiet. Monday, you know. I got you, Jason. I got you, Jason. Shout out to everybody that's watching on IG, man. You've already seen the thumbnail tonight. We'll be discovering the house of Dastan. Let's go. Skigga-digga. Skigga. Skigga-digga. Kev, my guy, what's good with you? Sin of the day, Yamaleo, Blue Island. Money making Jason is in the building. Blue Sapphire, supercharged. JC, what's good with you, my guy? Givenchy. Givenchy, Gentleman Society Sport. Hey, how you liking it, fam? JC, how you liking it? All you got to do is say yes and hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Stevens, my guy, I see you. Okay, we got that YSL in the building. Kenneth Westfall, what's going on? Sin of the day, Amwaj Rose Incense. Amwaj Silver Oud. My guy smelling oh so good. Sin of the day, we got that Michael Malure layered with Philos Messenger. That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, we're going to have a good time tonight. We are here for a good time, not a long time. So as you guys are coming in, definitely go ahead, hit that like button. That's your way to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that all they got to do is say yes, because Fat Boy is live again. Now, I'm wondering if YouTube sent out notifications, because it's been doing that slower and slower and slower lately. Mondo, my guy, what's good with you? I reached Lador Ottoman Empire 3. Fragrance Time 3000 got that sin of the day. Diagolez. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's hype it up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all a little quiet for me tonight, you know what I'm saying? That's normally not the case. I don't know what's going on out here tonight, but I need you to put a smile on your face. I know it's Monday. I know it's been raining in some places. I know Mondays can be mundane, but come on, man, you know what it is. It's the best place on the internet. If I can get you singing just a little bit, I think we'll be okay. Who doesn't love Tevin Campbell, though? You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't love Tevin? Come on, man, just a little bit. Will, what's good with you, my guy? Society Sport is nice. Yeah, I'm still debating. I love the lemon. I I love the lemon that you get out of it, which was very surprising. Very surprising. Very surprising. Noradon says, why did I fall in love with Gentleman Society? Didn't smell Carolina. That's how it go, man. Come on, I know what to say if we can never come close again. One time, everybody just stop. Everybody. Can we talk? Yeah. Come on. Hey, just tell that fragrance, I just really want to know your name. Can I have your number? How much do you cost, though, because you might be a little bit too expensive. My man got on La Melle Parfum. That's crazy work. Hanky Stanky, man. That's a heck of a name. But shout out, I appreciate you coming through. Money making back, money making Jason. It was your anniversary, man. I will be dedicating this to Jason tonight, y'all. Happy belated birthday. I mean anniversary. Y'all put some hearts in the chat. Let's spam it up. There's love everywhere. Shea Butter. What's good with you? Shea Butter. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Shea Butter. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. You know what I'm saying? As you're coming in, drop ones in the chat if you can hear me. I pretty much got ones from some other people, but everybody that's coming in, we are streaming live to YouTube. We are also streaming live to Instagram. So shout out to my Instagram audience. I appreciate you guys tuning in over there. If you want the full experience, you can come over here on YouTube. Just search Fatboy Finesse. You will see we have the greatest corner in the internet. As you're coming in, I want you to drop a one to make sure you can hear me. Also, let me know what your sin of the day is and let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how was your day. I see you guys beating it up in the chat, so we can go through the chat, but we don't want to waste a lot of time tonight. We are here for a good time, not a long time. We got a special guest in the building, so I want to make sure we take advantage of their time because this is a busy, busy man. Got a lot of big things going on, you know, so we got to get that popping. Art of Arabia 1, I see you. All right, we got Neo by Sergeoff. I see you, Scent Boss. What's good with you? The Bishop in the building. What's up, everybody? I'm at work, but I'll be in and out. We got Yamaleo Limitless. Okay, take on Blockade. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, yeah, Otto, you already know what it is, man. But we gonna come in. They're gonna come in. They're gonna come in. Sin of the day, hypothermia. I've been seeing y'all talk about that a lot lately. Too Strong Taylor. What's good with you, my guy? Ty G, definitely, man. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Ali, what's good, my guy? 8641. Otto says, I don't think so. I had to go search for the live on your page. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. YouTube. Now, tonight I did schedule the live. I don't normally schedule it. I scheduled it. So maybe that's why it didn't send out the notifications like normally when I just go live. Because I can tell people are slowly trickling in. That's why I need y'all to hit that like button, because we got a special guest tonight. And y'all know anytime we have a guest on the platform, it's going to be a great night tonight. All right. All right. Dang, my guy, what's good with you? Appreciate you tuning in. Shea Butter in the building. B Frag. Good evening, everybody. Center of the day, F9 Supremacy Collector's Edition. Let's go. Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do, Mondo. That's what we do. That's what we do. My guy Uncommon, I see you over there on IG. Dame got on that Center of the Day Seamless. So Sherrod got on that Blue Day Chanel. Which one, my guy? Which one you got on? You got on the EDT, you got on the EDP, you got on the Parfum, and you got the L'Exclusive. Which one you got on? You got on the shower gel, you got on the aftershave, you got on the lotion, you know. What we rocking tonight? Okay, we got ones. Everybody can see me, everybody can hear me. Great, great. Great, 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 great. I love it. I love it. Boomin', what's good with you? Good to see you, man. Buff, what's good with you, my guy? Center of the day, Latafa, Vintage Radio. Let's go. Hypothermia is what they call what they call frostbite. Will says he got the notification. Okay. Yo, cold day in Memphis. Let me tell you something. I don't know where you guys are at. You can see, you know what I'm saying? We got 66 and it's an overcast. It's really like 62. We've been in tornado warnings all day here in the area. Like even it was supposed to be so bad. Even the schools, a lot of schools closed today. Some schools were on 2-hour delay or whatnot. But I think in certain parts of Texas, it was like, let me not lie. Let me go look at the message from the thread earlier. It was 38 degrees at 11:30 and it felt like 20 degrees. And that was in Irving. Now that's crazy. That's crazy, but it's springtime. Y'all know this is tornado season. You know what I'm saying? JJ got the notification about an hour ago. Okay, so it must have put out the preliminary notification when I scheduled it. Yeah, got it. Got it. Snow, what's good with you, my guy? Hope all is well, man. Scent Boss, I appreciate the scheduling because I got the notification 30 minutes prior. Okay. 91 degrees in the 619. Nah, y'all are getting what we got last night. Yeah, it's been crazy because the storm that came through last week, and then it's been wild. We had to turn the AC on this weekend. Hey, once I turned mine on, I'm not turning it off. And we got to like 85 one day last week, and I was like, yeah, it's time. Gonna be in the 60s tomorrow in Tampa. 102 degrees in March. Hey, y'all ain't living right. Y'all are not living right. Nonetheless, like I said, do me a favor, continue to hit that like button. I know we're a little delayed with getting everybody in, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, hit the like button. That's your way to tell a friend that we are live again. So I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I want to take advantage of the time tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and run the disclaimer, get into the intro. I'll address you guys again, and then I'll bring up our special guest tonight. All right, let's get it popping. The views and the opinions expressed in this program are those of my own and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities I represent or collaborate with. I love fragrance. There will be no clone slander, designer slander, or niche slander. Like what you like, love what you love. Most importantly, don't take my word for it. Get your own nose on. They gonna trip when they hear this. This guy. Nah, it ain't Jada. It's Fat Boy, but you can call me Walt. Walt J. Hey, let's cut up for a little bit. Here we go. That boy crazy. Call me Mr. Elixir. My nose is something sinister. I'm stone cold like a tombstone. I'm a finisher. Finisher. A fragrance that a finisher. Preaching about these oils like they holy. I'm a minister. Trying to set the record straight. Curve is the real king. Still got love for grease. Savage make them girls free. Can't forget that 1 million got me feeling real lucky. Call me Fat Boy, but don't test me. It can get ugly. I'm trying to find a new cologne. I don't really know where to go. That boy out here singing, boy. Crazy work. Hey, get him again, Fat Boy. I'm a real fragrance reviewer from niche to designers. You can never clone Fat Boy. I know that's right. I'm rocking with the Czar and my homegirls, the oil lady. Paris, Milan, no look tougher than my other ladies. Renaissance man, though I never been to Harlem. Love a New York night like a crook, love a bond man. Belling out the game, but don't call me a savior. Casting out these phonies, call me a demon slayer. In the words of my brother Dedra Hicks, positive vibe. Positive vibes only, man. Welcome to the bridge. I am your host. I am your liaison. I am your concierge. I am your bridge between the fragrance industry and the fragrance community. And simply what we do over here, we make connections that make sense, you know? So if you love that type of thing, I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate all of my first time visitors, as they would say in church. Yo, if this is your first time here, put a panda in the chat. If this is your first time here, put a panda in the chat. And I appreciate you guys coming in. If y'all see any first time visitors, y'all speak to your neighbor, welcome them to the family, speak, say hello. You know, you don't never walk in somebody's house without first of all addressing the people that's there, but we're friendly over here. We're friendly. I want you to address everybody. Those of you who just may be coming in for the first time, hit that one to confirm that you can hear me. Also drop your scent of the day and let me know where you're watching from. And we're gonna have an amazing night tonight. I got my guy John in the building. Well, let's go. Dang, Shay. That's how you feel? Yeah, we on time. Alicia, what's going on with you? Appreciate you going in. Wait. Am I seeing this right? 25 degrees in Chicago, snowing again in Kentucky, 25 to 80 degrees. Yeah, this weather, I'm gonna tell y'all like this: dress appropriately, hit that elderberry and that zinc, if nothing else. Let me give you, I know we gotta go, but y'all know I gotta give you a quick sermon. You taking vitamin C and drinking orange juice does nothing for you after you are already sick. I hope y'all know that, right? Y'all, people get sick and they start popping emergency and all of that. And I'll be like, you're already sick. You're supposed to be doing that before so that you don't, they help prevent you from getting sick. And I know It may not be popular for a lot of people. This is not a political thing. Wear a mask. Like, it ain't about politics. It actually works. Like, it prevents you from taking in what everybody, because nobody is talking about COVID, but it's a lot of people out here with COVID. They ain't got COVID-19, they got COVID-30. It's some new stuff out here. It's a lot of people sick and nobody's talking about it because there's a lot that is happening right now. We got international conflicts. We still on a partial shutdown. I mean, TSA, people quitting left and right. We got fragrance events happening all year. Are we going anywhere? Are we going to Cannes? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to Essence? Are we going to TFWA? Are we going to Beauty World? Are we going to Sin Explorer? Are we going to Houston? Are we going to Dallas? I think Paris, the Paris event is like next month. Are we going? Because it looked like it's going to have us sitting in the airport for at least 2 hours to get anywhere. They're talking about the lines. It takes longer to get through TSA than the flight does. So listen, wear a mask, man. I don't, you can say what you want to say. I don't care. Red pill, blue pill, left, right. It don't matter to me. I appreciate not being sick. So take care of yourself, because this weather, the weather is not just violent, the temperature. And me, you know what I'm saying, being a lifelong, you know, asthmatic, and luckily I haven't had any issues, you know what I'm saying, with that or whatever. But I remember the days, pneumonia, flu, upper respiratory infections. We keep albuterol, you know what I'm saying, Zyrtec, all prednisone. Y'all, you know you sickly when you got to take prednisone, that nasty steroid, and you can't take it by itself. That's got to be one of the nastiest medications ever. They tell you take it with milk. Don't take it with water. It'll take you out of here. All right, but we're gonna go ahead. Let me look at the chat real quick. Let me look at the chat. Oh, the Erica is in the building. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in, Erica. Positive, I'm not getting anywhere. Yeah, I don't know if we going anywhere, y'all. First of all, the prices is crazy. TSA is crazy, and I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Y'all doing VIP for FragCon? I'm gonna tell you, like, we gonna talk about that later. I gotta get my guest up and we gonna make it happen. Raf is in the building. I appreciate you tuning in, Raf. I appreciate you tuning in. All right, let me pull the music down. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this intro. All right, so you guys know exactly what we're getting into tonight. Let me show the actual thumbnail for tonight again, so you can actually see that. So you know the reason which we are here. Shout out to everybody watching on IG. Jordan, I see you over there. My guy, Rhythm Fragrances. But tonight, we're going to be talking to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ahmed himself. Yeah, tonight is going to be a great night. Tonight is going to be a great night. Tonight is going to be a great night. So listen, today we've got a special guest on the channel. If you've been around fragrance for any amount of time, you already know the name Maxaroma, one of the premier online fragrance retailers in the country. But today we're also talking about something new, the rise of House of Dastan, a brand that has quickly been getting attention for its storytelling, quality, and unique perspective on niche perfumery. Joining me today is the co-founder of both Maxaroma and House of Dastan, Ahmed. And Ahmed, please forgive me if I butcher your last name. I'm going to say it the best way I know how. I'm going to read it as with all the strength and the knowledge that I have, but I'm going to pronounce it as Arefian. I really want to say Arefian, but I'm going to pronounce it as Arefian. But as soon as I bring you on, you correct me and let me know if I butcher that, and I will apologize to you publicly. But again, we're going to talk about the fragrance industry from both sides. We're going to talk about retail. We're going to talk about creation, plus the brand new release that all of y'all are excited about, 12 Faces. Also got a few, question games, just to keep things light. But y'all do me a favor, put some pandas in the chat, and y'all welcome Ahmed to the chat. Good sir.
Hello. How you doing, man?
I am great. How are you?
Good. That intro was great. I was having a great time back here.
I love it. I love it. Now, before we get started, Ahmed, real quick, I need y'all to do me a favor. If you can hear us, drop a 1 in the chat, and if you can see us, drop a 2. because there's no need for us to have an amazing conversation if you are unable to hear us. So if you can hear us, drop a 1. If you can see us, drop a 2. It's better for us to be heard than for us to be seen. But I would love for you to be able to accomplish both. So once I get confirmation on that, then we'll be good to go. I'm looking, I'm waiting. I appreciate y'all. We got pandas in the building, and I got a 1 and I got 2. All right. Dr. Snow said we got 1 and we got 2s. All right. Listen, how, first of all, your last name, did I butcher it? Did I get it wrong?
No, that was pretty good. Arefian. You did it actually. That was perfect.
See,
Yeah.
I'm telling. See, one thing about Fragcom is that we can definitely butcher a name when it comes to the name of a brand. And so I definitely like to make sure that we get that situated. Now, here's the weird thing. I do not see Ahmed's levels, even though I know he's talking. I do not see Ahmed's levels, and I'm gonna trust y'all. Ahmed, you're good, but I'm trusting y'all. Y'all say 1s and 2s, so we're good. All right. How was your day? How's your Monday? You're a busy man, so I'm pretty sure your Monday is different than most.
Today was good, man. It's always it's nonstop, 7 days a week. So it's been fun. The good thing is, I love what I do, so it doesn't matter if it's the weekend, Monday, Tuesday. So every day is kind of the same. But it's a good game that I love, and I always enjoy it.
Got it. That makes perfect sense. Now you are in the middle, and if we can't talk about this, you've kind of talked about it publicly. So I'm just going to kind of jump in. You guys are opening a store, like
that's
flagship location in New York. Like how was that? First of all, how was that going? And second of all, like why? Like why would you do that? And at this point, like because you see a lot of people, like retail seems to be like let's close. But it's like you guys are saying, nah, we're going to do the unthinkable. We're going to be like Conrad Hilton when everybody's closing in the Great Depression. We're going to start a whole new business. So yeah, what was the real thinking behind that?
There were a couple of reasons. I mean, the first reason is like the concept of the store. It still would be under Maxaroma, but it's Maxaroma Edit. So we got to take all the editorial pieces, brands into the into the boutique. So what I always had in mind, we had a showroom in our office at our warehouse in New York, and also we were doing a lot of these pop-up events. And then I realized a lot of these perfumes, especially the niche high-end ones that we talk about, we talk to the brand owners, we bring the perfumers. There's all these stories, there's all this love and passion that goes through every single bottle, and there's something about that face-to-face communication, that experience that you can provide to the customers that come in, that you cannot do that online. And one of my struggles was that every time I was going to the store, even the department stores, I felt like that experience is not really a 101 or I would say someone that really cares about you, cares about the perfumes, cares about it's just not about the number that they have to hit. It's just not the sale. It's really what we love and we can talk about. Right. So I always wanted to create that platform. And the whole concept about Maxaroma Edit was that. Even the team that I've hired, you guys probably met Matthew online a couple of times. Mm-hmm. We have, Jose. We have that. These guys know fragrances way more than me. So they love perfumes. They wear things, so they know what they're talking about. So we were like, it's the best time to do it. And then since we launched our brand, we wanted to also be a little bit more in physical locations and do it ourselves. So kind of all these pieces came together and we did it.
I love that. I think really getting to a, pun intended, a more niche type of experience, especially with fragrance, because I'll be honest, and this is not to rag on any of the big box retailers, but I'm a firm believer. I think fragrance is strong enough that it could save a lot of these brands, the Macy's of the world, the Belks of the world, if they had have partnered. I think, I know a lot of people are kind of scared of collaborations, and, like we live in this whole user generated content society and people are scared of influencers. But I think what bothers me more than anything is, with respect to people's jobs, you have people in a space that where education is mandatory, they seem to know the least. And I'm like, you're just trying to sell me something based on it being sexy or based on like some false claim of longevity or whatever. Like, hey, you should try this. It lasts like 24 hours. And I was like, that's funny because she just told me it lasts 48 hours. Oh yeah, well, it just lasts a long time. I'm like, well, what else? And it's like, well, is there, what else is in the fragrance, or if there's anything in the fragrance? And so having that more hands-on niche boutique style of experience, super dope. And that's one of the things I got a chance to experience in New York, which is where I also got a chance to meet you. And hopefully, if all goes well and things go according to plan, things will get back to some sense of normal. And I'm assuming, are you guys planning to be back I know a lot of information hasn't been released yet. So you guys gonna be back, or you can't talk about that yet,
Be back at
Scent Explorer. Yeah, Scent Explorer.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely gonna be there.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There's something with Max 40 and Scent Explorer that we started, and I can't say no to it anymore. So I'll be there every year for sure.
Nah, that makes sense. And that was dope. That was cool, getting an opportunity. Because I had seen the brand from afar, online. But there's nothing like getting a chance to actually experience it in person. And you guys had some stellar releases there. And your sister, she drives a hard bargain, because I felt like I was in class and she was giving me a test or whatever. But it was dope. It was dope, because it is kind of hard when you're in a space that large and you have all of these people and everybody's, trying to get a free sample pack or whatever. And it's like, listen, I'm trying to really smell this or whatever, and really engage and have the conversation. But that was super dope. Talking about Scent Explorer, but just events in general, what do you love or what do you appreciate? Like, what keeps you coming back to something like Scent Explorer beyond just the personal relationship you may have with a Max and other people? But is it the opportunity to bring something new to the table? Is it the people that you guys get a chance to engage with in person, or is it something totally different? Like, what keeps you coming back?
I think for especially for just a show like Scent Explorer is the people, is the community. Like, you get to see these guys face to face, and there's something about Scent Explorer that is way different than any other platform or any other shows that I've been. So it's just that love, that passion, that knowledge that comes to the show, and people know already what they're looking for. They know all the brands. They have a lot of knowledge, and also that's the only show that's really happening in America right now. And New York, that's like, during the last quarter, December, November is the best time. So for us, it's always a great. We also do a lot of R&D during Scent Explore. So a lot of our fragrances, we don't completely launch them. We do have a prototype that we bring it to Scent Explore, get a lot of feedback, and then if people gives us a good enough feedback, then we go in and launch it. So that's just it works in many, many ways for us.
Got it. No, that's cool. I think because, again, shout out to Raphael in the chat, and one of the things he always talks about is, which I think is the beauty of when we do live streams like this, when you have the audacity. That's why I encourage everybody. I'm like, get on the internet. And that's one thing I appreciate about you, because a lot of founders, they do not like being on camera. And I appreciate the fact that you are one of those people when you're on camera, because you can look in a person's eyes and you can tell if they're selling. You can tell, if they're lying. You can tell if they believe in it. You can tell if it's, he don't really like that, but he said he did. You kind of grow to know what a person expects. And real quick, Vessels, yes, they are scheduled. According to what I see, they are on the official exhibitor list. The Global Fragrance Convention that's going to be in Houston, you guys are on the list specifically for that later this year, right?
Yep. It's not, we are in the conversation. It's not 100% confirmed, but there's a good chance that we're definitely it'll be in August in Houston. Is that right?
Correct. That is correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah. And if it's already 100 and something degrees now in that area, oh my God.
Oh, that's gonna be hot, man.
Yeah, that's going to be absolutely ridiculous. And listen, just for the purposes of tonight, if you guys have any questions, Jims, I see you in the chat. Slim Gotti, I see you in the chat. I see everybody there. Ricky, if you have any questions, put a Q put a Q and then just colon and ask your question. That way it'll help me actually keep track of those. But we're going to go ahead and get further in. Just a quick lighthearted icebreaker, Ahmed. I'm just going to ask you some quick lighthearted questions. Don't think too hard about it. And, just give me your response. Go. Okay. All right. Question number 1, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
All right. Question number 2, fresh fragrances or dark fragrances?
Dark.
All right. Question number 3, summer scent or winter scent?
I got to go with winter scents.
Okay. Question number 4, designer fragrances or niche?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. Niche.
All right. And question number 5, one note you could never live without in perfumery?
Leather.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you talk.
Sexy about it.
I heard you talk a little bit about that with, and shout out to Jim Sips and Sniffs. When you guys get a chance, go back after the live, check that out. They had an incredible conversation about 2 weeks ago. So like I said, we're not going to, I know we share a lot of the same audiences in the cul-de-sac, so we're not going to go back through all of that because Jim did a phenomenal job with that. But what is it about leather? Because here's my question to you. To me, leather is one of those notes that I've grown into and I've grown to appreciate more and more the older that I get. Some people find it hard to believe. I'm 38. I'll be 39 in September. And so it's like the older I get, I have an appreciation for it, but and I love the way it's blended in some fragrances, but it's definitely not still going to be something that's like, well, I'm going to reach for that. Like there are very nuanced times, especially in the fall and the winter, I definitely might grab it. But have you always been a leather person? Has it always been that way? Or is it one of those things that just it kind of had to grow on you?
No, it definitely had to grow on me. I think in the beginning when I started wearing those type of fragrance that had a heavy, smoky leather notes in it, I just couldn't stand it that much. But at some point, I mean, also it happened depending on how you use leather in different fragrances. Like the first one that I really started to connect with it was Aqua de Parma leather, the black bottle.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very clean, nice leather, and I just started to be not only that dark side of it, but very versatile. I could wear it any time. Even summertime, I could wear that fragrance. So just the way it reacted on my skin, or how I connected with it, it was a boost of confidence. It felt me. It led me to feel confidence and strong. So then, any fragrances that had, we go with Memo Paris, the Irish leather. There's a couple of more that I truly love, and it just I couldn't stop, man. I couldn't stop not wearing leather fragrances, especially in winter and fall.
Would you say, because I know you talked about winter, like what is it that you, I don't want to say you're against like the warmer weather, but what is it from, I think I kind of know the answer, but what is it that you prefer? Like, I know you want the darker, the smokier, the resinous things, because I do find that people tend to like fall and winter. I'm even one of those people where it's like, as far as fragrance, I feel like it's something different. Like when we get to the cooler weather, you can just do more. I think there's more versatility. Sometimes with spring and summer, you're excited to see it because you may have gotten just worn out. It's like, okay, I can't take the cold weather anymore. I'm tired of vanilla. I'm tired of oud. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. And it's like, oh, I need fresh air. But I think a lot of people, from what I hear, like spring and summer, citrus gets redundant. It's like, how many more citrus fragrances can we get? How many more green, blue fragrances? How many more tropical fragrances can we get? Do you find that to be the case? And has that also played into House of Dastan's direction? Because honestly, most of you guys' fragrances are more on the fresher spring, summer side, which is like why, 12 Faces, we're going to get into it, was such a big release. So has that played a role in that, or has it just kind of been a matter of happenstance? It's just a matter of what you prefer?
I think so how we started to release the fragrances, or especially for House of Dastan,
Hmm.
we in Persian culture is a very sensual. Everything is about sensuality. We love things that are softer, that is easier to wear, but also you keep that quality and that element of versatility and also sexiness into it. So the first 5 or 6 that we released, it was, you also don't want to have the first 6 fragrances too niche or too artistic that people
Mm.
step away from it. They
Mm.
have to be a good entry point so people can understand, oh, there are a couple of things that I like. And then when you get to a point that you have a solid collection and you have the fragrance, you have 7 or 10 type of, fragrances that you have to have in the line, and then you can just keep building on it. So we wanted to introduce these fragrances first, and then when we get more confidence, I can bring that artistic side of it and see how it goes when I have that dark approach, or I love the dark, leathery, oud, woody notes that I mostly like. But you
You was
can't just, launch a fragrance brand with that too much of an extreme notes in the beginning.
you're a smart man. Now, I think I shout out, because I have some very artisanal, as they would say,
Mm.
lovers in the chat. I appreciate that. Shout out to my guy Jason. If you see the tag name Fragcom is a business, that's Jason. And that's one of the things we always talk about, because I think sometimes we don't understand, which is why it's important for us to have conversations like this. I can't always explain why you guys just came out with. I can do the best I can, but and I can read every press release. I can read the article, but that's one of the things. And I think you guys kind of brought that out in the interview with Jims as well, where it's like, okay, why now? It's like, why the turn now? And you sit back and you kind of think, it's like there had to be some strategy behind that. And I think that is smart, because it's like, hey, let's introduce this to the world. Let's really build a level of trust, a level of rapport. Let's build a level of consistency, but also let's not be one dimensional, where you think, well, that's all the brand has to offer. And then it's like, boom, it's like, oh, so they can do that too, which I think is going to be very, very significant, because House of Dastan is going to be more and more and more of a household name as things continue to grow. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. Unless I don't know if you wanted to say something. I'm sorry if I did cut you off, but
Sure. No, no, no.
okay.
I think we said it all. It's exactly as you mentioned. It's we when we started it, like that's why we have a different collection. Like we already have 30 bottles that we plan for it. We know the names. We know what we want to do. But as we as the brand is developing, as we are also talking to people, we are getting experience. I'm smelling a lot of perfumes. I talk to the perfumers, so it's like a great journey to see where the market is going, where people are going, where my approach, my nose is going, and then we can build it slowly on that.
How big of an influence? Because I know I have two sisters, and so
Mhm.
are you the oldest?
I'm the youngest, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
So
man.
so how is it? Because I was about to jump into the fragrance, but you said something, because I can imagine who, and you guys also working, with Richard, and so it's like, who really kind of brings it to the table to say, hey guys, I think we should do this? Or is this like, was 12 Faces something that was like good, like writers? Let me say it like this. Most
Mhm.
movies or shows, they write from the end. We know the destination where we want to get, and then we'll fill in the spaces and write backwards. We know how we get to the end of the destination. Was 12 Faces something that was planned already, and it's like, let's just follow this game plan until we get there? Or did you come to the table, or your sister come to the table, or Richard come to the table and say, hey guys, I know we kind of talked about this, that maybe we weren't going to do this till 2027, but I think, hey, we should go ahead and do this for 2026. Like, what was the thinking, or even just the brainchild, or the idea of how that was even birthed?
So yeah, we actually, before 12 Faces, we've been working on um and a oud, a heavier woody fragrance,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were planning to launch that. I would say this year in 2026, not 2025. But then, as we release the first six, actually, we got a lot of feedback from customers that were like, guys, these are nice, these are good, but we need something stronger. We need something that is just all of our oud lovers, all of our heavy fragrance lovers, that they were like, we need something heavier, just something that I can blow my mind. So then uh, I went to the table and I was like, guys, we have these 5, 6 different mods that we are working on. So let's finalize one of them and get it ready by Scent Explore. And then that is a special mod. It went through, I think, 20 or 28 different variations until we could get this final formula that just blew my mind. We are Persians, we're Iranians, so we have the saffron that is in there, plays a big part in our culture, in our food, in our flavors. So I wanted to make a saffron oud fragrance, and then it just popped.
12 Faces, when we smelt it in New York, because again, you're going down the line. You're going down the line. You're going down the line. And then it was like running into it's red. It's like hitting a stop sign, legit. And so honestly, when I saw the color, I was like, okay, it's probably gonna be like a cherry or a watermelon or something fruity, tropical or whatever. And then smelling it. And then because everybody knows I'm not the oud guy. It's like I'm more of the Western oud, wearable oud, animalic, crazy, barnyard, fecal, that real oud is like, y'all can count me out when it comes to that. But one of the things I appreciated is when I smelt it in New York, I was like, I can get with that. I can get with that. And I think the timing was right. Now, it's weird because that's December. We get to into February, we get to March. And I get my bottle in and I'm like, and that's why I tell people, you have to be, first of all, just anything a reviewer or an influencer say, just take it with a grain of salt. Just take it with a grain of salt. Number two, I was dead tired. I was like, you don't need to smell, but I was like, bro, I just walked in the house. I got this box. I'm smelling this. And I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it on camera. And so when I smelt it, I was like, is this the same fragrance that I smelled in New York? And I could tell I was tired. I was probably fatigued. And so I was really getting, I was like, this is a lot more powdery. It's smooth. It's almost like a clean oud or whatever. And it kept giving me this rose oud feel without the rose, because you have that the orange flower note there that's kind of helping aid in that. And I was like, okay, well, let me chill out, come back, like 24, 48 hours later. And then I sprayed that thing. I was like, okay. All right. Okay. And you get hit with this beautiful saffron. And what I appreciate about it is because one of the things I'm really diving into as of late, and we had an opportunity to talk to the team over at EPS when we were at the Kajal Suite. And we talked to one of their lead perfumers, and we talked about bridges. We talked about bridge scents and how every note is not meant for you to smell it, but it could be meant to tie this note to this note, make this accord make sense. Similar to food, same thing with music. You have accidentals. Some things are sharp, some things are flat on purpose. If you played the note by itself, you'd be like, eh. But when you put it in a chord, it's like, that sounds beautiful. And so the almond and the saffron were the two things that I was like, this is genius, because it's not an almond fragrance. Like it is not, you wouldn't think you like saffron almond, so I'm expecting this. Is like, no, but because the almond is so creamy and it keeps the oud in check, it keeps the saffron in check. Like I said, because there's a lot going on. If you look at the ingredients list, there is a lot going on in the fragrance, but you're not necessarily going to be able to distinctly say, ooh, I smell this. Ooh, I smell this. So don't y'all get on camera and lie. Talking about I can smell. Now, there are some things you might be like, I might pick this up more on my skin. I might pick that up more on my skin. But it is so well blended and it is strong. It is stronger than what I remember. Like that saffron was like, boom, and I was like, okay, this is going to be great when we come back around to the fall and the winter. Now, some of y'all are still in fall and winter. So absolutely, if you can get your hands on this, because this is also a limited release, right?
That's right. 1,000 bottles only.
And so I've been watching the countdown as much as I can on like Instagram. Like where are we at now? Because I know it was dropping fast as far as people getting their hands on the bottles.
I think right now we have about 560 bottles left.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that's pretty good, man. I'm very happy. I'm
Nah,
very happy with it.
that's what's up.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is a real success, because I was watching, a lot of the marketing. You were talking about people like 1,000 bottles. That's crazy, you know. Um, and I think when you put that much level of heart into something, and some people may say, that's marketing because everybody does limited releases. I was like, I told a couple of my people, I said, I don't know, y'all. I said, if you can get your hands on it, I don't know, because I'm assuming 1,000 of the full bottles, is that same rule going to apply to the 10 mLs as well? Like when it's gone, it's gone?
No, so I think 10 mLs we have more is we only have 1,000 bottles of the 100 ml. I
Of the
think
100
10
ml. Okay.
ml we can produce about 700 to 800 bottles. So whatever, to be honest with you, we got the formula, the manufacturer, they're filling. So we not, we don't fill it up. We haven't filled up the whole 1,000 bottles. We fill up as the order comes through, and then they have to hand engrave it. So, I think we can do 1,000 bottles and then 700 of 10 mLs. And then that will be it. I'm not sure if we can bring it back. The reason for it is that, like, to be like, can I dive a little bit deeper into it?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So the whole process of creating this fragrance, because we wanted to, me working with Richard. Richard is such an amazing guy. He has a lot of knowledge, and I know a lot of people know. They say, let's say Hamid Merati, he's the king of spices in perfumery. Olivier Kress is the king of gourmand. Richard Herpen, he's the king of woody and oody type of fragrances. So we tried maybe about 6 or 7 different ouds and also a synthetic oud. The good thing about synthetic oud, if you get a good quality synthetic oud, it doesn't change. You get that one, a profile of oud, and it stays with you the whole time. That's it. But when you get to the like that agar oud of the Cambodian oud, the Indian oud, Indonesian oud, all these ouds that are around the world, every one of them has a different character. The Indian oud is the most animalic one. It's barnyard aroma, so it's so strong. And then that formula didn't work. It just couldn't. You couldn't figure out. It was too strong for me to make it happen. So then we got to this Asian oud, which comes from Cambodia, and this is a very sweet, fruity, aromatic type of a oud. So when we mix that with these notes, it works. So we work with this supplier, and we are getting these raw ingredients. It kind of come from 2, 3 different sources. So right now, that's how much we could secure. I don't know if we can get it again. If we get it again, we might be able to bring it back next year. But this is it for now. But there's something about it that I love so much, man. You can remake this fragrance with a different oud, but I don't think it's going to be the same.
And that makes sense because, because I think people would, even though you would be well within your right, I think at the same time, people might accuse you of be like, oh, they're just trying to do a money grab. They making a flanker, this, that, and the third. Well, honestly, no, sometimes it's like, it's gone. I remember shout out to Raf again, who was telling a story in relation to, that's kind of how Alexandria really came about with Sergioff, where it was like, ooh, we don't have this anymore. We need to recreate this, and how do we bring that about? And so I think the story is what really brings that to life. So, so some people kind of sit back like, this is not Valentino saying this is a limited edition, y'all. And I'm not trying to sell you on it. My thing is, I tell you, I'm like, go get the sample. I don't want you to buy a 100 ml bottle anyway. That could get me in trouble. Maybe not. I'm like, hey, I want you to get your nose on it because again, the ingredients. I'm gonna read you off the note. I'm gonna read you guys the notes that are actually in the fragrance because again, these are things that are gonna play different on your skin. Now, the key thing you're going to get, shout out to that Simone. The key thing you're gonna get is the Asian oud the Persian saffron, the sandalwood, and the almond. And we definitely talked about the oud, the saffron, and the almond. But all of the notes here, and this is specifically listed on the website. This is not Fragrantica, so we're not making this up. Lemon, bergamot, geranium, fig, almond milk, gaiac wood, apple, saffron, nutmeg, orange flower, incense, cistus, patchouli, suede, oud, vanilla, praline, sandalwood, musk, amyris, and vetiver. Everything you can think of is in this. This fragrance has bridges that connect bridges that connect bridges. It's got toll booths. It's got cameras. It's got state patrolmen. It's got TSA. It's got a lot going on. And a lot of these things you would expect to see in probably 6 or 7 different other fragrances by themselves. So that's what I'm saying. Grab the sample or grab the 10 ml, you know, if you don't like the price. That way you can get it on skin and see, okay, how am I feeling? I think the key drivers are important because on my skin, you're going to get that oud, you're going to get the saffron, and you're going to, the sandalwood and the almond, to me, they work in concert together that keep the saffron and keep the oud from running off and being something crazy. But I got number 80. My bottle is number 80. I don't know if y'all can see that right there, but that's a 8-0. So you heard what the man said. I'm not trying to sell you on nothing, but if you like that type of profile, I think this is definitely going to be for you. Excuse me, beautifully masculine fragrance. In my opinion, I do think, you know, females that are into that kind of profile, I do feel like I know some women, they'll just wear anything, and I like respect to that. But I definitely do think this is going to be more in favor for my guys, especially dress this one up. This is not t-shirt. This ain't even polo. This is like trench coat. This is tuxedo. This is definitely not just a night out on the town, but you know, those big events you got to go to. You know, if you got to go shake hands and you got to kiss babies, this is one of those fragrances that I would definitely pull out. That's going to get the job done. What has been some of the feedback that you've gotten so far from the community, you know, and everybody?
So far has been great. I think we definitely we only produced 70 bottles for Scent Explore, and those 70 bottles at Scent Explore were not numbered. So that was the first that was the prototype that we were testing. So the Scent Explorer was great, and then after but I know because of just the type of a perfume or fragrance this is, it's not for everyone. You definitely have to try it on your skin first to see if
Right.
this is something you like. But out of I would say 500 something bottle that we sold so far, we only had 2 returns, which is a great feedback. That means people like it, and I'm expecting more. Because it's still it's a different type of a fragrance, and it's not not everyone's gonna love it, but if you have that nose and you love the saffron, you love that booty nose, this perfume would be something that you love. Even also, if you don't want those stinky ouds, you still want to have a fragrance as an entry point oud. This can be a very approachable oud, I would say.
I agree. I think that's a great way to describe it. It is a great middle ground for those people who are looking for that approach, that entry level to oud, while you also still appease those, oud lovers that are already there that may be looking for something, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more refined. And y'all know I love using that word fecal, less barnyard, because some of y'all like some crazy. I respect it. I respect the hustle. I love it. Shout out to the Perfumery. But some of y'all, I can't hang with. I can't do it. I can't do it. I've tried some. I'm like, nah, it doesn't work for me. Now, Gems, you could have said this yourself, but because I appreciate the super chat, I'm going to put this on screen. Great conversation. Till I met, I need a bottle. I loved it when I smelled it on New York City. I will leave you to handle that yourself, my brother. Now, I want to get in to a couple of other questions that I do see people have asked. Slim Gotti did ask earlier, when will the store, do you guys have a planned date on when that's going to open as far as the Maxaroma store?
We'll do a soft opening, I think first week of April. The grand opening would be last week of April. So once it's done. We'll send it. We'll send an definitely announce it on social media accounts, email, and everywhere that there's when is the grand opening. But definitely in April, last week, third week or last week of April.
Got it. Okay. And then Eddie, I'm gonna save your question because we're getting ready to get into that. But Ahmed, like I said, I want to take advantage of your time and we're moving right along here. So I want to ask you a couple of more questions real quick. Just another quick game just to pick your brain. All right, I'm gonna give you two fragrance styles. Gotta pick one off the cusp. All right, number one, citrus or gourmand?
Citrus.
All right, oud or vanilla?
Oud.
Clean musk versus animalic musk?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Uh, Clean musk.
Right. Would you prefer a minimalist fragrance or a complex fragrance?
I would say I love that complexity. Yeah, definitely complex perfumes.
Okay. And then mass appeal or artistic expression?
Mass appeal or artistic expression, depending on situations, I would say.
Okay.
Uh, I would say, can I answer? I've answered it two ways. If you're in the crowd, if you're going somewhere like a gym or outside or like a
Mm-hmm.
concert, mass appeal. If you're somewhere that has a better, audience that understand what you're doing and what you're wearing a little bit, then definitely go to the artistic ones.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at
Yeah.
all. What? So
People need
let's
to appreciate what you're doing, what you're wearing. If they don't, then it just beats the whole purpose of it.
gotcha. So along
Yeah.
along those lines, like
Mhm.
what are you seeing from a trend standpoint? Because these are conversations that we're having a lot in. We call this our the community as a whole, but we call this our cul-de-sac. We talk about this. Appreciate that super chat, Simone. What do you see as far as trends um, from the retail side of things that are positive, and then what are some that make you be like, I don't know about that? That make you a little bit nervous as well.
Uh, I think the the dupe game is kind of making me a little bit uh, concerned
Mm-hmm.
about where things are going. I don't mind, there are perfumers, fragrance companies that they're original and they're 60, $80, $50, and they're still doing amazing jobs in
Mm-hmm.
perfumery and in the game. But when like me going through all of these, creating these fragrances, took us 5 years to develop and doing all of this stuff, and that like other brands coming in and just picking the best fragrance in the line and just copy it, relaunch that, and put a new name on it, and then maybe they make something similar to our bottle too, and they sell it for $20-$30. That's where it's kind of getting out of control. I don't have any problem with them if they do everything originally to themselves. Sell it for $30-$40. There's a market for everyone. You're not, we are living in a world with 8 billion people. It's a big enough market that everyone can make enough money to live life very happily. So that's one concern, and I wish and I hope it stopped at somewhere, because you also have to appreciate all the art, all the time that goes through it to making something. Uh, the trend that is, I'm kind of hopeful about it, is I feel like I know the physical retail suffered a little bit in the past couple of years, but I'm pretty sure if all the creators, the entrepreneurs, people that are opening the stores, if they bring a good experience to that physical location, this is going to be the next big thing. With everything that is coming out with AI, and then we all losing that human touch, we are gonna seek more human touches and that human connection. So I think in the industry, if you do these boutiques, indie boutiques, they are gonna do way, way, way better.
No, I can see that. That makes more sense because we've been talking about that a lot lately as far as touching grass, getting outside. Sitting behind a computer is cool. And I think, and even going back to the dupe thing, because I think that's a real thing. And I appreciate your transparency with that. I think part of the conversation that we always have is that it's a conversation. It's like at the end of the day, I tell people, I was like, look, I don't have a dog in this fight. Partly because I don't get a check from anybody, so it's like it, at the end of the day, it's like, you don't sway me left, you don't sway me right. But I have a responsibility of being I don't really consider myself to be an influencer. I call myself a reviewer, but I'm a content creator, which means that if there's a topic we can discuss, I'm going to talk about it. Because like you said, we live in a world with billions of people who have access to this information. And so you try to give things within context. Context is not always the sexiest thing. It's not always the most welcome thing. I tell people all the time as a creator, people like, shout out to my guy Mo, it's like, how the heck did you sit there and talk about one fragrance for 20 minutes? I was like, I could have talked the whole hour. How can you not? Because there are so many things. I think we have gotten so used to just this fly by night, microwave, quick, get in, get out. Let me tell you what's hot. Let me tell you what's not, and then keep it moving. And I think to your point, one of the things about the clone industry is that you see a way in and you see an opportunity. To me, it's twofold. There is to get the quote unquote, let me get the quick money. So let me take what's successful, because I say that. I say, hey, don't reinvent the wheel. Just put your own spoke in it. But there does come a point when it's like you're blatantly trying to rob people of their creativity. Like the way I do my live. If I hop on YouTube later tonight or tomorrow and I see certain things, I see certain lower thirds, I see certain intros, I hear people using certain statements, I don't care. I tell y'all all the time, use what you want to, because you can't steal my personality. But it's a blatant attempt to be like, everybody's like, okay, well, we know where you got that from. And so I think that's the difficulty, because people don't know how to have the conversation without being what I call snobbish or elitist. I think that's the thing, because it's like we respect the craft, we respect the art, we respect the perfume. I'm a creator. If I go out here and record something, if I record a video and then somebody steals it or takes it and claims it as their own, I'm going to feel some type of way. I think there's a way to go about that without some of the conversation I hear sometimes is childish, because it's like it becomes about money. And I think that's the thing where it has been very disheartening when you sit back and you look at fragrance, where it has almost been used as a weapon to separate people. So that's why I say I appreciate your vantage point, and then other people that can bring light to that conversation, because fragrance is it is a luxury. Like, this is an expensive hobby. Let's just call it what it is. Right. It's an expensive hobby. And so we don't like to have these conversations, but the reality of it is there's always going to be, and I'm just using this, y'all don't hold me to my words, but I'm just using this based on, the classes that we have. There's always going to be a lower class. There's always going to be a middle class. There's always going to be an upper middle class, if the middle class even exists anymore. And then there's always going to be the wealthy. There's always going to be people who can easily afford things. There's always going to be people who aspire to be able to afford these things. And then there's always going to be people who can't afford anything. And like you said, at every level, there are companies who specialize in creating original things where you can get in and you offer. I think so much of conversation has gotten too nuanced, and it's gotten a little bit, like I said, it's like, if you don't, on one hand, if you don't like it, don't talk about it. On the other hand, if you're going to talk about it, do your due diligence in talking about it to realize there are two sides to this coin. Because there are a lot of people, whether we like it or not, and I'm glad we're kind of having this conversation. We're not going to stick here because we can talk about this all night. There are people who are coming into the space. They know nothing about the House of Dastan. They know nothing about Micallef. They know nothing about Max. They know nothing about niche. We talk about Suits and Scents, who, when he first got into the game, he was like, he went to Macy's or Dillard's or Neiman Marcus or whatever. I'm looking for a fragrance called niche. All right. And so I think sometimes we get so far ahead that we forget where we are, where it's like, if you look at TikTok and what TikTok, not just TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, but if you look at what TikTok is doing, and some of it is great, but some of it is to its own demise, there are people who really don't know that, like, I'm going to just throw something out here. You may know what it is, you may not know. Latifah Angam, for example. There are people who don't know that that is a clone of Burberry Goddess. I see videos of people, like Walmart has lotion and body wash, and I see people running in the store, and they be like, girl, they got that Angam. And in my mind, I try not to be that person to be like, that's Burberry. But I try to remember, they don't know that. Like they have no clue. Like, their only reference point for fragrance is, I need some fragrances. And somebody told me, check out Latifah. Somebody told me, check out F9. Somebody told me, check out Armaf and all of these other things. And I think there's that rite of passage. I was that way. Jim's mentioned that. There's a lot of people, you're coming in, this is the reference point. Until you get hooked. Just like with the, let's bring out these 6. Let's get you guys comfortable with the brand before we say, boom. There's a whole nother world out here, but you can get turned off from that when somebody says, oh, you broke because you wear clones. And I'm not saying you did that in any, because you don't do that. I watch you have not taken that approach. But I think there are too many people that are on this side of justice where it's like, if we're going to talk about the ethical and the creative and the legality of things, absolutely. Let's have that conversation. But this whole, I'm better than you, or if you can't afford it, get your weight up, pull your self up by your bootstraps. I'm like, when did this become this? That has usually been my issue. It's we don't know how to have the proper conversation around what's happening. Because to your point, I think it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So the only thing we can do, and what I pride myself and I hold myself responsible on trying to do, is have the conversation. This exists because you're going to get cloned. I mean, I think you guys realize that it's going to happen. I don't know who is going to do it. I could think of a couple of companies that would probably do it, that would attempt to do it, but you're going to get cloned. But I'm not going to get up here and say that's better than 12 Faces. Because we don't do that now. And y'all in the chat, y'all know that. I'm not just saying this because Ahmed is on the screen. Y'all know we're going to keep it 100. And we're going to hold whoever does it accountable, just like we hold other people accountable. There are other people. I have relationships with Argos and other brands where I was like, no. Now, if that's what you want to do and that's what you can afford, then do that. But we're not going to get over here and say, this is better. And also, don't get mad at me because I say this is not better. Because all I got, I don't have a dog in the fight. We're just gonna tell the truth, So I'm always interested to hear from a person like yourself. And like, again, I appreciate what you said, because it's like, two things can be true at the same time, But we don't. I don't have to separate myself, or I don't have to use fragrance as a weapon to further separate myself from this class of people who are legit like, right now at this point in life, Latifah might be all I can afford. And I'm like, hey, keep that in mind at this point in life. My hope is that you don't stay at this point in life, and so that you could, and you can always sample an experience of the things, so you can be like, oh my God, that's what they was talking about. Like, okay, I see what he meant by the Oud and 12 Faces. Like, I see what he meant about Unseen. Like, I see what they were talking about, where it's like, yeah, I want to get to that one day. That's what I think the progression and the trajectory should be. But a lot of that gets lost in the conversation of social media and all of these other things. I was like, okay, y'all got it. You won. It is what it is. So.
Yeah, man. That my goal is to the next 2-3 years, as like even the content that I'm putting out on our channel and talking to people, just try to bring this up, educate them. Again, it's not about the money that you spend. It's not about, I'm not telling you to go buy a 500 bottle because that's the best quality, or the $1,000
Right.
bottle. No. I'm saying it's really that art, the person behind it. There are so many perfumers now. There's this gentleman, Aroma de Salazar. I don't know if you guys heard of him. He's I think he's in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. He makes these beautiful fragrances. I think $150 bottles, and they're strong. You just have to spray 2, and that's it. But it's original. It's himself. That's everything he's doing. That's himself. There are bottles that are $80, $60. So that's what I appreciate. That's what I love the most.
Got it. No, I completely understand that. Quick, we
Yeah.
got a couple of super chats here, and we're gonna get in, y'all, so we can get Ahmed out of here. Do you Otto says, loving my bottle of 12 faces. Do you have any plans, that would be crazy, of releasing anything with raspberry or plum?
Definitely it's in the pipeline. Something in that area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
fire. That's gonna be fire. That's
Yeah.
gonna be fire. Especially with the way you guys approach and you blend things, that's gonna be great. Another super chat from Jim's. What fragrance wise? So this may lean into the question that Otto was asking. If you can talk about it, are there any things? Well, let me ask this: as far as him saying what's next for the brand, are we going to see more releases in 2026? Because I know most of the times, most brands, you guys already have a planned rollout for the rest of the year. You don't have to tell us anything, as far as names or in particular, but I know some people may say, okay, well, we have 4 that are coming out this year. We may be doing another 3. Anything you might can speak to that?
We are planning for 2 more, which one would be the summer release, and another one we are going to release it around Scent Explore in October, November. Uh, so summer one would be something a little bit more gourmand, freshy, and then the fall and winter one would be something like that. But we are planning like moving forward. We don't want to release too many things every year. 2 or 3 new fragrances that we have that we're gonna release, and that's it.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. And then I had, no, okay, that was Simone asking that question. All right. I'm gonna get ready to let you go. Ahmed, I appreciate your time. I just want to say, if you ever, well, Raph has a question, so I'm gonna get to that. If y'all ever need a brand spokesman, I will come out, do the commercial, everything. But unseen, I tell people, y'all didn't even know me yet. Y'all made this for me. This is my fragrance. More than anything else. And I know it's very popular. A lot of people love it. But I think even people, when I did my original haul video, when I saw this, when I smelled this, I was like, yo, like this is the one. I'm a huge lover of musk and clean musk. Not necessarily animalic musk, but clean. But the way the linen and the musk and the cashmere comes together and the vanilla comes together in this, like this is the profile. This immediately became a lifer. Like this immediately became a lifer. I was like, if like I said, if the house is on fire and I got the grab, I only got 5 to grab, this becomes one of the 5. Like this smells that good. So y'all can accuse me of shilling. Y'all can call me whatever you want. But just remember, if y'all need somebody that's a little rough around the edges, a little bit outspoken, you know what I'm saying? We done dropped a couple pounds. I can be cute. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the fat boys in real life out there. We can go to New York and we can make this thing happen. But this is good. This is good. I just wanted to tell you that personally to your face. Because Jim's tried to steal my shine with this one. He don't really like it that much. You know what I'm saying? But this to me, out of all, if I'm going to steal one, if I'm going to take one, if I'm going to recommend one that I think would just across the board, even kill, that I'm like anybody, like safe blind buy, to me, I don't know if that was the intention, but that's how I see it. Even though it's unseen, I know that was corny, but that's how I see it. That this is to me probably the safest blind buy, unoffensive. It just works. Definitely. It just smells good. It smells like a hug. Yeah. Some of y'all need a hug, man. Yeah. Some of y'all need a hug.
Oh, for sure. That was the whole thing behind this, Frank. We wanted to create, I would say it's the sexiest of the first 6 that we created. It just brings people in and they don't want to let you go. And definitely this gives you that vibe.
Facts.
If it works on your skin, that vanilla and musk, oh man, it's so sexy.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and I am a fan of that. And 2, because somebody asked the question earlier about tropical fragrances. Definitely, Game of Joy is a stunner as it relates to watermelon. Now, I'm gonna tell you something that I don't know if it's just me, but Light Breeze was good. See, I got some more bottles I got to get. I wore Five Senses the other day, the sample that I have of that. Five Senses is fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't see a lot of people or enough people talking about Five Senses. Five Senses, honestly, like next to Unseen, might be, Game of Joy was my number 2. But Five Senses might be my number 2 as far as what it provides. Another one of those perfect. Again, I think it works. I appreciate scents, not necessarily they're simple, not necessarily, because we like the complex things, but it does what it's supposed to, and you have those different nuances that the niche lovers can appreciate. They don't feel like they're getting a designer fragrance. Nothing against designers, but we know designers, they clock in. Designers like a 9 to 5. That's what I call them. It's like, hey, you clock in, do your job, you get paid, you get reward. You don't get rewarded. You get, what you get out what you put in. But I love the approach with the fragrances with that. Light Breeze, I love it. It smells like it's a t-shirt. It's linen. It's just like, the heels are alive with the sound of music. I'm not going to bore you with my singing. I did that in the intro. But Light Breeze makes you want to frolic, just go frolic in a field. And Game of Joy just smells like, vacation. Now, another one, I was on the live in the chat. I talked about it. And I think, shout out to Rock Boy. It was either the Rock or Rock Boy that asked me about you. And he was like, he was kind of shocked because he thought you would kind of, be my style. I want to say this publicly. You depends on the day of the week. And it's because of that violet. I don't know if it's how I slept, because one day I'm like, this don't work well. That lactonic, that violet. But then the next day it's like, I could actually rock this. I could actually get with this. So you, just because I would say from the personal inconsistency on my skin, even though I like some days I absolutely love it. Like it's stunning. I was like, this smells amazing. And then there's other days I'd be like, yeah, I can't stomach it. And not because it's not good. It's just that I'm like, I got a thing with lactonic fragrances and certain green accords. Violet, it's just violet and tomato just count me out. It just, count me out. But as far as the line, and then Love Flame as well, super underrated. Super, super, super underrated, especially fall, winter. What is going to be your favorite out of the whole line?
Oh man, that's a very tough question. For me, I would say now 12 Faces, then Unseen, and then Love Flame. These are my top 3.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not mad at that.
Game of Joy, I love it. I don't wear it myself that often, to be honest, but this is something my sister loves. She wears that fragrance all the time. She loves Game of Joy and You. Those are her top 2 favorites.
I can see
But
that.
for me, it's the other ones.
I can see that. And Raph did ask a question. But I know Jims did contribute for it. I appreciate the super chat, Jims. I was gonna get to it, but do you have any collaborations coming up this year that you might be able to speak to?
Any collaborations with perfumers or anything?
I'm assuming he's saying, because he also said besides Richard, would you guys work with any other perfumers, or is he the in-house?
Yeah. Oh yes. We're definitely in touch with a couple of perfumers that are my favorite perfumers for sure. Like Hamid Merati, is one of them. He also goes with the whole branding. He's Iranian, he's Persian, so the fragrances are based on Persian heritage. We're definitely talking to Julien Rascanet. So we'll see how the conversation goes. It's not only just the perfume making, you also have to share that vibe, energy, the artistic side, so he can understand you, you can understand him. If that energy doesn't work, you can't really create together.
Gotcha. Okay, he did say so. He did clarify. Are you guys planning to collaborate with an influencer or influencers to release perfumes with them in the future? Gotcha. I see a lot of people. Well, maybe I shouldn't say a lot. Some people have found. Do you think that's a successful model? You don't have to speak on it, but I don't see that as being the most successful model with a niche house today?
Mm. I see well, yeah, I don't want to also, the thing is, I've seen it in reality of, I tell you this, like we used to have a lot of uh, uh, celebrity perfumes, you know, there's a hype in the beginning, you sell a lot in the, in the first 4, 6, 7 months, and then it just goes down. So I feel like if there's no real, I mean, if there's not a lot of good story behind it and why this collaboration happened, how can you connect it? Let's say, I want to collaborate with an influencers for House of Dastan. Where does that Persian heritage come to connect it with, so it makes a little bit, maybe there's a hype, you sell 1,000 bottles, 2,000 bottles, but that's it. I don't
Got it.
know. I haven't thought about it, but so far from my understanding and my experience, there's always a hype, and it goes on. The only person that one of the influencers that had a great uh, perfumery and he's doing great is Aaron Terrence Hugh, because he's an influencer, he's a content creator, but also he makes his own fragrances. He's a
Right.
scientist, he has the knowledge, and he makes really, really beautiful perfumes.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. And you kind of spoke to this earlier, and I kind of asked it, but do you have a focus group outside, you know what I'm saying, of the team that you guys have, or is there a dedicated creative director, or is everything just kind of in-house?
So our focus group is our customers, our Maxaroma, New York and New Jersey based customers. We invite them over. We go through the samples. They give then we
Okay.
collect feedback, and then we share it with the perfumer, and we sit down. We talk about like the feedback and how we can change the formulas.
Gotcha. And last question I'm gonna get in here: when you make fragrances, do you go by the season or by what's trending?
We go based on our plan. Really, we go based on what we have planned to create. Where are the stories, where are the names that are coming from, and we create a fragrance based on that. We also look at, like, if we have a citrus fragrance, gourmand, floral, fruity, what else is missing? So we try to hit every single note and fragrance family to make sure the collection is complete.
Got it. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Last question, and you are out of here, Ahmed. And this is one
Sure,
coming
man.
from me. One fragrance that everybody should smell, and it doesn't even have to be House of Dastan. It can be anything, just your personal recommendation as a fragrance lover. What is one fragrance that everybody should smell at least one time?
Uh, I would say Primera Lion Oud. Primera Perfumes Lion Oud.
Okay.
That's if you like that beautiful, classy, great quality oud that is not too funky, but also just it works with every single part of your body. It's, for me, it's Lion Oud.
I see. Dried fruits, jasmine, orange, chocolate, patchouli, caramel. Okay, it's a lot. Okay, we gonna definitely have to sample that. I see. Ahmed,
Yeah,
sir, you have been great, my friend. I appreciate
thank
you.
you,
Like I
man.
said, I wanted to take advantage and use your time most efficiently, because I know you got a lot going on. Is there anything you wanted to say to the chat before you get out of here, before we let you go?
No, I just want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you for staying with us for an hour, and for your support, either for House of That Sun, Max Aroma, or just supporting the whole community. You guys have been great, and I appreciate everything that you guys did for us and the community.
Gotcha. I appreciate you. We will be in touch. And look, I'm gonna let you go, because we're gonna have we're gonna ride this thing out to probably about 9 o'clock. You're welcome to stay around if you want to, hang around in the back. But I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you. I will talk to you later.
Sure, man. Thank you. I gotta go. I have a pregnant wife that is hungry. I have to go cook
Woo!
for her.
Well, please
Yeah,
go handle that. All right.
yeah. So
All right.
she's been
Appreciate
talking.
it. All right.
Man,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you, guys.
All
Take
right.
care.
Hey, man. Y'all in this chat, y'all don't know how to behave, bro. Y'all don't know how to behave. Yo. It was taking everything in me to try to be professional while y'all in here. First of all, stop acting like you don't know what frolic means. Yes. 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 Oh my God. Yes. Y'all tripping, bro. Y'all is tripping. And yes, we were actually going to make mention of that, Simone. So I thank you. I appreciate you bringing that to light. Hey, man, congratulations in the chat is in order, yo. Congratulations is in the chat. Congratulations is in the chat. One of our own graduated and received her degree. That's why they call her Shea Butter.
That's split. That's split.
I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to Ahmed, yo. Shout out to Ahmed. Like I said, boy, y'all crazy, man. Like, y'all don't know what frolic mean. Come on, man. Y'all know exactly what frolic mean. But yeah. Yeah. Somebody said they only frolic with their toes out. Hey, but congratulations, Shay. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing about the community. That's the one thing about our cul-de-sac. You know, when y'all have things and major accomplishments going on in life, you know what I'm saying? Salute. Shout out. Absolutely. And I saw your comment about, you know what I'm saying, me thinking I'm light skinned. I saw you. I saw you. It's okay. It's okay. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. It's all right. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? But it's all right. But yeah, man. Yeah. Congratulations. KB, what's good? But yeah, real talk, y'all. Shout out to Ahmed, you know what I'm saying? Because I heard something in the background and I knew. So that's why I wanted. I was not trying to hurry up and not get to the questions, but I knew I didn't want it to just rush. And at the same time, I wanted to make sure we got done what we needed to get done. Because shout out to Jims. Jims did a lot of heavy lifting. Jims did a lot of heavy lifting a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. It was dope to be able to just get some other aspects or whatever. But shout out and get your nose on the house. Like, not like real talk. No jive, no turkey. They're good. House of Dastan is good. House of Dastan is good. House of Dastan is good. A lot of people sneeze at that price. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking what, $275? I think $275. And the one thing, and Maxaroma is like, when Maxaroma has sales, yeah, like $275, and they rarely go on sale. I don't remember seeing House of Dastan on sale this past Christmas. Maybe that'll change this year. But here's the thing as it relates to with fragrance, and I tell people this all the time: the price is the price. EQ says that all the time. The price is the price. The price is the price. The price is the price, man. And so, you know, people put their money in what they want to put their money in. Shout out to my guy John that's watching. I wish it was right here around me. I'm a tech junkie. I'm a camera junkie. We spend thousands of dollars on gear. So fragrance don't really like. But the biggest thing, and this is why I take the position, this is why I tell y'all my bottles got to clock in. Because even though I do it for the love of the game, even though I'm still an enthusiast, I consider myself to be a content creator who loves fragrances. I'm not a fragrance content creator. I'm not a fragrance influencer. I'm not a fragrance reviewer. I'm a content creator. I love fragrances. This just happens to be the primary point or medium through which we talk about. I invite you to my world and my conversation. But yeah, a lot of y'all are tech junkies like me. Some of y'all are shoe junkies. Some of y'all, you know. But to me, when it comes to cameras and tech, that money comes right back. It pays for itself. And so I think sometimes some people are turned off, you know, when we talk about how Fragcom is a business. I think some people are turned off by that. You know what I'm saying? The people that are, I'm in it for the love of the game. I have no problem with that. I just believe, you know, and I don't like saying things like being smart with your money, because that suggests that if somebody is not doing what you're doing, that means they're dumb. No, do what works for you. Do what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, we had that conversation a month ago. I was like, bro, if you ain't got life insurance, you don't even need to be in my chat. There ain't nothing we need to even be talking about. If you ain't got insurance, period. And I know everybody's in different situations, but we can't be talking about scented water and oil and we have not taken care of other priorities. That's my thing. That's my thing. And so as long as your priorities in order and you're doing the things that you need to do and you want to do, hey, I'm gonna mind the business that, you know what I'm saying, pays me, and do what you want to do. So $275, you know what I'm saying? I would pay $275 for Unseen. I think 12 Faces is worth $275. I think You is worth $275. I think Love Flame. I think Love Flame, the way Love Flame is blended, yeah. But the price is the price, you know? And so again, is what you make of it, is what you get out of it. And I know, just going back, I wanted to hang on a little bit longer, because going back to the conversation about clones and originals, and I'm like, y'all, we are mad at the wrong people. And I think the most difficult thing, and you're gonna see me talk about this a lot more in the car, on the go. Shout out to Dutch. I did see a comment about walks. I like that idea. I appreciate that. I'll figure out how to tie that in some way, maybe with something personal. But in a line with the whole straight shooter, one accord. Y'all gonna see a lot coming in quarter two. Quarter one has been a lot of work, a lot of grind, and a lot of laying the foundation. Quarter two is about to be young, but I think we mad at the wrong people. And that's my issue with the people that's mad at the wrong people, that y'all won't call these people out by name. That's where I am with it. That's where I am with it. That's where I am with it. If you got an issue with those people, have an issue with those people, but call them by name. Because my issue with Fragcom is that y'all put us all in the same category. And everybody can't be in the same category, bro. Everybody can't be in the same category. Everybody can't be out here shilling. Everybody not getting paid. Everybody ain't getting on camera lying. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, you know, this clone is better. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me, I'm gonna go grab one real quick. Let me go grab the newest one. Hold on real quick. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me grab this real quick. All right, let me use this for an example. A fragrance that's getting ready to get a lot of hype and it ain't worth it. It's a whole lot of lying that's getting ready to come out because it's already done started. This, y'all know, is one of my grills, whether you like it or not. You should be able to see what that is. This is French Defense. 12 Faces or Unseen. 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 For me, unseen. And David Harvey, I appreciate that, fam. Appreciate the super chat, my guy. I appreciate that. Fam, nothing in, bro, but let me tell you. Y'all, you call it mid, call it whatever you want to. Honestly, I'm not about to rant. I'm not about to rant. Because I'm so over it, I don't even have the energy anymore. There are legit, respectfully, there's some people and some people may feel this way about me. I can't watch. I can't watch. Driven by Scent, I appreciate that, fam. This right here is about to be the newest travesty on the market. This is about to be the newest travesty on the market. Okay, that's an alarm going off. This is about to be the newest travesty on the market. All right. This is Lattafa, New York, City of Dreams. And I'm really trying to walk a fine line because there's only been a couple of people that have talked about this. And I'm trying to be good. Let me just cut right to it. This is their attempt at French Defense. It is not a clone. It is more of a twist. In full transparency, once you get to the dry down, and I tell y'all that all the time, people don't compare the whole journey of the fragrance. They compare dry downs. So when people say it's 1-to-1, they're comparing dry downs. This in the dry down in the air is going to smell similar to this. What is my biggest beef with clones? When they make it spicy. I've been screaming that from the top of my lungs all year. If you gonna clone a fragrance, if the performance is not good, then so be it. Let the performance suck. But do not spice the fragrance up to quote unquote make it better, because you're not making it better. This is a spicy twist take on French Defense. There is black pepper and nutmeg that completely drives this fragrance. Now, I got samples of this available. It's up on the site now. It's available. It's on the site. If you want to try it for yourself, again, some of y'all might love it. It doesn't smell bad. See, that's the thing. Does it smell bad? No. Does it piss me off? Yes. Because there is nothing spicy about this. There is nothing peppery about this. Like I said, the nutmeg and the black pepper are very noticeable in this. Also, there's cognac and mimosa. This comes off way boozier than this does when you combine it with the pepper and the nutmeg. But you're going to see some people, and you're going to hear it. Matter of fact, some of y'all, it's going to pop up in your algorithm tomorrow. You either going to see it on Instagram or you're going to see it on TikTok. You're going to see it. And again, I know it's difficult because fragrance is subjective. Go look at the notes. There is nothing subjective about nutmeg and black pepper. There is nothing subjective about that. You know, because some people be like, well, this fragrance reviewer said this fragrance reviewer said that. Y'all know my beef. If the OG is not spicy, don't make the clone spicy to try to boost the longevity. Because the biggest complaint I see with people that have with French Defense, they don't like the performance. They don't like the longevity. Suits me fine for what I need it for. I don't need it for 8 hours. It's not an 8-hour scent. It wasn't meant to be that way. But this right here, so that's not me ranting. That's just me being like, yeah. Cause you gonna see it, and you probably have already seen it. So yeah. But I appreciate that. Y'all that was talking about great interview. I'm going back. Hey, that's what's good, KB. I guess Corey did teach me something right. I have 4 Adonai, and I'm getting ready to put in an order for what's the one I was raving about behind Unseen? 5 Senses. I want a bottle of 5 Senses. I want a bottle of 5 Senses. Again, I think it depends on, to me, Unseen, and if you see the haul video I did, you'll know I'm telling the truth. I can't, like, you see my reaction when this to me is it for me. I love it. Like, this is how I prefer to smell. If you want to know how Walt wants to smell, this is how I want to smell. This is how I want to smell. Then 5 Senses, Game of Joy, Light Breeze. I'm gonna put 12 Faces. Then I'm gonna put Love Flame, and then I'm gonna put You. Yeah. All right, so we got like 17 minutes. If one doesn't have life insurance, would you say they free? They sure is. Y'all tripping. Y'all, I mean, I'm just, bro, it's too much going on in the world to be out here getting caught with no insurance, man. Life insurance at our age. Who the oldest person in the chat? Bro, y'all ain't 85. Insurance at our age is not that expensive. And if you work for, here's the crazy part. I know people that work for jobs and it might cost them $5 a check to just get maybe like $100,000, maybe 50, maybe let's shoot low, $50,000. And they be like, nah, I need that $5. Now, if you need the $5, I get it. But if I see you pull up at the gas station and get $2 on pump 1, and then you still buying swishers and playing lottery tickets, I ain't judging nobody. I'm just like, bro, you need a detox. You need a detox. If you spend more money on cigarettes and weed and lottery tickets than you put in your gas tank, you know what? I'm gonna stay, because some of y'all gonna get mad at me. Y'all gonna be like, Walt, you acting like them elitist. No, I'm not. I'm not. It's priorities, fam. It's priorities. It's priorities, bro. It's priority. Discounts can hurt brands depending on the starting price. I don't know. I'm gonna go to the bottom of the chat. I'm acting like shout out to Kicks right now and Gems, but I'm just looking at what y'all was saying earlier. Brands hate discounters more than they hate clone companies. I do know that. $29.33. I'm 38. Do I have reviews to all of these fragrances? I have up a review for 12 Faces, Light Breeze, and Game of Joy, I will be dropping my review of Unseen this week.
That's split. That's split.
Would it be redundant to have Bonnie and Future Dubai? No. Because Bonnie gives you whatchamacallit vibes. Bonnie gives you Virgin Island water vibes. Future Dubai smells nothing like that. Future Dubai smells nothing like that. Handy card, your super chat. Hold on, my bad. I ain't even see your super chat, bro. What's the difference between credit card and a firm when buying an expensive fragrance? Okay. Look, let me give you my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not even a financial expert. Here's the reality of what the difference is. Most people who can legitimately buy a fragrance with a credit card wouldn't buy a fragrance with a firm or Klarna or Afterpay or Sezzle or Zip or Paying For. Because most financially literate people, not to suggest that you illiterate, but most financially literate or financially savvy people understand the benefits of purchasing certain things with your credit card. Also, it just like there is no real benefit. Like now I'm assuming, let me go back and ask the question, because Handy, are you saying you'd have both as an option, or is either one or the other? Because there are differences. Like you can get points with purchases on a credit card. You can't get points on purchases with a firm. Yeah, that's gonna be the main difference. Because yeah, I can't talk about that live because then y'all will be in my inbox and I'm gonna be in trouble. Let's just say Fragcom is a business and bottles got to clock in. So if my bottles got to clock in, I might be more willing to pay with it with a credit card than I would with a firm, because I'm gonna get benefits from using the credit card. That's an expense that can be tracked. The IRS is gonna ask me, why did you, like, ain't nothing I can do with you. You bought this with a firm. Cause that's personal money if you picking up what I'm putting down. All right. Now, if you're asking the question from the vantage point of, is there anything wrong with buying an expensive fragrance or anything for that matter with paying 4, paying 5, paying 6, whatever you're doing? If you ask Dave Ramsey, he says yes. Because he believes credit is stupid and cash is king. If you ask if you ask half of Atlanta, they'll tell you swipe that card. I mean, honestly, because I don't want nobody to get offended, this, that, and the third. Like, have I used the paying for to buy things before? I have. Can I be real with y'all? Maybe I shouldn't say this. Can I be real with y'all? Do y'all really think most of these people that are reviewers or whatever are really just spending all of this cash? I'm talking about not the people that's getting PR. I'm talking about everybody else that claim like they buy most of their fragrances. Y'all think they, I mean, because if you got it like that, you just, you know, you swiping it. I don't know, bro. Do what works for you. I ain't even getting into that. Yo. But here's the thing. I'm not buying fragrances to build my credit. that's the thing. I'm not using luxury. I'm not using scented water or like we're not using fragrance to build credit. Like a lot of these people be burning through their credit cards. Now, some of these people they get paid so they can run through the credit card. But it's a revolving cycle. Because if you owe everybody, hold on, y'all. Man, the doggone fire department is the doggone fire. I'm sitting here like, what's going on, yo? Somebody pulled the fire alarm, and they like, you ain't hear that? I was like, bro, I got headphones on. All right, yo. Real talk. I don't have enough time for this. We are not using fragrance to build credit. I'm not a financial expert. Y'all go to EQ, and I'm not trying to be funny. Go to EQ Live. I'm just, the quickest way to build your credit is paying your bills on time. And there's different definitions on time. Not the due date. Pay it before the statement date. That's number one. So they don't teach you this stuff. There's statement date and then there's due date. Pay it before the statement date. So if you got a credit card, most of y'all may know this. Some of y'all may not know this. So let's say let's just say I got $1,000 credit card. I got a credit limit of $1,000. All right. Let's say, I hope you didn't, but let's say you spent $275 and bought Unseen. Today is the 16th. Let's say my statement date is March the 23rd. When my statement comes out, it says my due date is not until April 1st. I'm just using it based on the date. Most people gonna say, "Oh, I got till April 1st to pay this $275 off," and 9 times out of 10, they probably gonna make the minimum payment. So that interest is gonna keep compounding daily, kind of like a car loan. No, you need to pay it before the statement date. So the credit card company never knows what they know. The credit bureau company, the credit card company, but Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion never know that you spent $275 with Unseen. All right? They don't know that. They don't know that. Navy Federal gave you $1,000. You got a credit card, you got an unsecured account, $1,000. You said I watched Walt live tonight. He said Unseen is like that. I ain't gonna sample it. I'm gonna just go buy the full bottle. You spend $275. It's probably gonna be $300 with tax and shipping. You spend $275. Your statement date is getting ready to come out on the 23rd. You need to pay that $275 off before the 23rd. Number one, they're gonna report you have a zero balance to the credit bureau. That's number one. So everybody got different definitions of on time. That's my different definition of on time. Pay the bill before the statement date, because the statement date is the date they report to the credit bureau. They don't teach you that, but you should know that by now in 2026. Number two, the reason that's important is because it keeps your utilization low. When your utilization rises above 30%, they start looking at you funny. What you doing? 50 is like you're doing too much, but you want to really keep it below 30%, because your payment history and then your utilization are going to be the two biggest things. So the worst thing you could do is use a credit card to build credit. If you're in a position of needing to build credit, you need to build. Now, if you're in a position of you've cleaned up your credit and now you're trying to build credit, that's different. But I'm saying if you ain't even cleaned up your credit, yo, just get caught up. Getting caught up and making 2 or 3 on-time payments, you'd be surprised. That'll give you 50 or 60 points. But I'm not going to use fragrance to do that. No, we're not doing that. 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 And you know, some people say if you can't afford to buy it twice or you can't afford to buy it 3 times, then you can't afford it. If you can't, my thing is do what works for you. Now, what I gave you wasn't advice. That's a fact. Credit card companies report on the statement date. The bureau does not know you spent $275 because the credit card company is going to report they got a zero balance. But what the credit card is going to notice is, man, Walt spending $275 and paying that joint just right off like that. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to give me a credit increase. They're going to give me a credit increase. They can give me a credit increase. Then, you know, that's when people start using credit like cash flow and all this kind of other stuff. Go ask somebody from Atlanta or DC how they do that. Go ask one of these scammers how they do that. It's plenty of webinars, classes on all of that. And you be taking this money and go get this and get this. And then, yeah, now you're a real estate guru. And now you got courses and now you show, yeah. But we not using fragrance to build credit, fam. I personally am not doing that. Now, if you got it, and there's a different definition of everybody who got it. If you got it, do what you do. Do what you do. Do what you do. Do what you want. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to EQ. Don't listen to nobody. But to me, it's not worth it. That's why I keep telling some of y'all, if you gonna spend that much money on fragrance, you might as well get on camera like me. I like money. I don't love it. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil, because the Bible also say money answereth. It solves all things. You can literally solve any problem in this world, this corrupt world, with money. The Bible teaches that. I love what money gives me access to do. I love what money provides me the ability to do. I love the freedom that comes from me having money. And some people that's their net worth, and some people that's cash, and some people that's credit. If you ain't got a net worth, you got to have either cash or credit. If you ain't got cash, you got to have a net worth or credit. If you ain't got credit, you better have a lot of cash. But like this ain't none of this. Ain't none of this worth it, bro. So yeah, when I say my bottles got to clock in, yeah, we're gonna buy the bottle and we got to review it, because I need them views to come back. I need a percentage. I need something. Man, y'all better ask somebody. Ain't nobody trying to spend all this money for no reason. Y'all must be crazy. Steve Jobs would agree would wholeheartedly disagree with what statement? Mundo, I noticed something about you. You live by yourself. Mundo, I think that's why people find it hard to have discourse with you. And I'm not calling you narrow-minded. I think you have a very narrow-minded view of things. I don't think you're a narrow-minded person. I think you live in a bubble. There are 8 billion people in this world, bro. Steve Jobs. I was about to drop the N-word. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs net worth. His estimated fortune was $10.2 billion. Mundo, what are you talking about? What are you talking? Disagree with what? People that have that level of wealth. First of all, we're talking about somebody who's in business. That's a whole different world, because people in that world love debt. People will tell you what's the chip company? Nvidia. These people talk about all the time, use somebody else's money. They love debt. We aren't taught these things. We see debt as a bad thing. The 1%, oh, sign me up. Debt, give me that. Go ask Cal Cardone about debt. Oh, give me some debt. How can I get in more debt? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Stop. Like, respectfully, bro. I'm being honest. I don't dislike you. I love you, Mundo. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. But I noticed that when I'd be like, bro, we live. There's nothing wrong with you having your view and your opinion, but the world does not operate. I try to tell people, life is nothing but Family Feud. On Family Feud, Steve Harvey say, we surveyed 100 people. What did the majority say? You know why? Because majority rules. You live your life how you want to live it. Just be okay with the fact that you're going against the grain. And I know you're that kind of person. You don't mind that. But if you're going to introduce something to conversations, at least let it make sense. Because Steve Jobs is going to disagree with what I said. What did I say that he would disagree about? Adonai, I need to come talk. Adonis, I keep calling you Adonai. Adonis, the XT4 is a beautiful camera, yo. Y'all bugging, bro. Yeah, bro. I just, and my bad, Mondo. If I went off the deep end, I just read your post. But I'm assuming again. I'm trying to understand where Steve Jobs would even come anywhere in this conversation. Now, maybe you was talking to somebody else that was in the chat. That's why I looked up. But no, like, real talk, respectfully, I still stand by what I said. I do. We noticed that about everybody. I'm not caught. Like, I know that, you know what I'm saying, Dame gonna come in the chat and say something crazy. We know that. We know what to expect. I call Jim's the professor. We know that Gems is going to give a class, or dissertation when it comes to fragrance. We know Jason is going to be combative. We know that Dutch, you know what I'm saying, is like Vision. I call him Vision from Marvel. We know I'm a rant and get mad. Like everybody, we know Kev is gonna be calm, cool, and collected. He gonna be apostolic and bring everybody back in. We know. We know. But that's one thing I do know. Y'all, Mondo, you like to argue. I do know that about you. And maybe you don't, but that's just, I think you like to argue. I think you like to argue. But we need people like you. We need people like you. Because sometimes we get too stuck on the majority. And I think that's why a lot of times we go back and forth in the chat, not just with you, but with other people, because it's like, yo, I'm having a broader conversation. Like there's a broader conversation at play, but you're right. There's these nuanced conversations that people aren't having that we need to have. We need to go like Lavender and all those things you was talking about on Kicks Court and all that type of stuff. And we need to oh, they still outside. We need to understand all of that. But then the majority of people don't know, they don't care. So a lot of times when we're having conversation, we're speaking to the quote unquote mass appeal. Then there are opportunities to have these very niched conversations. Pun intended. But yeah, I don't like financial conversations. You know what I'm saying? Because do what you do. There is no one size fits all. What works for you works for you. What works for me works for me. I do know one thing. You can play around here with your credit if you want to. You're going to be in trouble. I just take whatever advice works for you. All I know is statement date is not the due date. You cannot argue with me on that. Everything else we can argue about. Your statement date is your report date. So if you're going to pay that bill, pay it before the statement date. I think we can all agree on that. Now, what you want to do or what you are able to do, I've had bad credit. We've all had it. We make mistakes, this, that, and the third. I'm tired of people using an excuse about we won't talk. No, you learn everything you want to learn. You go up here, pull up the notes about black cherry, violet leaf, chamomile, geranium, rose absolute, mimosa, amberwood, cedarwood, blonde wood, but won't get on the internet to be like, how I take care of this, how I take care of that, how I do that, how I do. That's why I say I don't have a dog in the fight. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. I'm good. Do what you like. People do what they want to do. People get on the internet and complain about everything that's within their control, and then they cry about everything that's not within their control. I don't care. I don't care. Walt, you ain't got nothing to say about that? No. I think one of y'all stopped following me when y'all seen me in Target. I did a video. I went on a rant in Target last year towards the end of the year or whatever. And somebody, I think I put it on IG, and somebody was like, we still boycotting Target. I said, who? So we boycotting Gucci? We boycotting Louis Vuitton? We boycotting Balenciaga? We boycotting Jaguar, Mercedes, Rolls Royce? I mean, because the person I'm looking at that say we boycotting Target, he got on every other brand in the world. Why we ain't boycotting that? You see how that turned out, didn't you? So that's why I say, do what you do. Do what you do. You're not gonna pull me left and right. Do it. Red pill, blue pill, purple. Democrat, Republican, Independent, common sense. Credit, cash, my own business. Mind it. Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. Apple, Samsung, efficiency. I'm in the ecosystem. What I've been using and what makes the most sense and what allows me to get my work done the fastest. I don't care. Cause if it don't affect my bottom dollar, if it don't affect my family, if it don't affect my block, my neighborhood, my street, because I cannot affect the world until I affect that. And too many of us got big ideas and we get lost in it. You know what? Let me get off this computer because now we done. My mama ain't text me yet. Ain't nobody text me yet to be like, hey, you're too close. As my daddy would say, you're too close. You're too close. Okay. They must not be watching. I can't because oh, but I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you, Jason. I'm boycotting boycotts. I remember, I think it was a couple of years ago, somebody was like, we boycotting, it was something owned by PepsiCo. And they was like, we boycotting this. I said, so we're boycotting PepsiCo? They said, we're not boycotting Pepsi. I'm talking about, no, the parent company. I said, because you do realize, like, that's one brand of thousands under the parent company. So if we gonna boycott that, we gotta boycott all of it. Oh, nobody said that though. So you gonna boycott the bank? You gonna boycott the gas company? You gonna boycott the electric company? Like, you gonna boycott the water company? This is what I'm saying. I'm not telling y'all what to do, and I'm getting too deep out here, so let me go. Cause y'all, yeah. That's why I give a disclaimer. Cause my views ain't got nothing to do with the people I associate myself with. But this is what I'm saying. Stop letting people tell you how to think for yourself. Whether it's money, whether it's fragrance, whether it's elections, whether it's politics, read. Not fake news, not the headlines, read in between the lines and come to your own conclusion on what you need to do and what works for you. You know how we do that in the fragrance community? You sample. So I already told y'all how I feel about this. How I feel about this, I believe is very subjective. But guess what? The only way to judge that is if you get your own nose on it. So getting your own nose on it doesn't just apply to fragrance. It applies to every single aspect in life. Get your own nose on it. And what you discover works for you, I'm not gonna, we can have a difference of, I don't hate you. I'm not, bro, I really, like, people don't know how, we too emotional. I'm talking about me. We are too emotional. Dutch, every day. Because people like, oh, you don't stand with the struggle. What? First of all, y'all listening to stuff. Y'all, you're listening. You ain't even done the research yourself. But all you see is we. Who's we? Because what's the end goal? The Montgomery bus boycott had an end goal. And it was realistic. Don't y'all set realistic goals? When y'all did y'all, well, maybe some of y'all didn't do vision boards, but like you set goals for 2026, right? Did y'all set goals? Shout out to the people that set goals for this year. You're not just going willy-nilly. If you set goals, if you at work, they teach you, or you should have learned how to create SMART goals. Like SMART goals, not smart from an intelligent standpoint, but technically from an intelligent standpoint. There is a strategy to evaluate whether this is a SMART goal. Because if I can determine that this is a SMART goal, as in the acronym SMART, I'm more likely to reach and achieve that goal. there was no goal with this boycott. People just wanted to yell from the mountaintops. DEI, Black Power, support Black business. Okay, all that's true. Absolutely. What's the goal? Because this is America. Everything Target lost, they got it back. It's called taxes. So what's the goal? I don't care what they say publicly. Just like all the, never mind, I got to go. I got to create another live. See, this is how we end up in Patreon. Yeah. It's time to start the Patreon. I can't, because I can't. Yeah. Y'all gonna get, y'all not gonna, no. Patreon, Zoom or something. Patreon, Zoom, whatever. Patreon. Cause this bro. Crazy. Yeah, my 3 F's. Foo. Oh boy. Hold on. Oh boy. Y'all, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Yo, left wing, right. Yo, that's a bar right there, Jason. That's a bar. I got 3 F's, and if you're not contributing to any of them 3, I really don't care about your opinion. One of them gotta be family. And one of them gotta be faith. And one of them gotta be finances. I'm gonna say we at least know 2. Family and finances. Yeah. Family and finances. Hey, bro, Patreon, I'm trying to tell you because it's so much I want to say. Nonetheless, I gotta go. It's 9:18. I gotta go. But real talk. I'm gonna say this again. Nah, we ain't coming to the gutter. Whoa, Eddie. Whoa. You wildin'. Time out, Eddie. Time out. Yo, you is wild for that. Time out. People just need to stop using social media as they form it. Say it again. Yo, Carlin, yo, bugging. Oh, snap. We gotta go. Twitter said, people should see this time using social media as they form and think and focus. Facts, bro. Facts. I love y'all. Y'all bugging. Y'all is out of control, yo. Oh my God. Yeah. No. Hey. Like literally, I pop on YouTube, I see somebody up here talking about the original boycott. I can't talk about this. 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 I can't talk about it. Not right now. Hey, just stay locked in. That's all I'm gonna say. Stay locked. It's a lot going on. Stay locked in. Ain't nobody. It's a shutdown happening. The Strait of Hormuz is on the. See, yeah. Thank you, Lord. Shut up, Walt. I ain't falling for it, Mundo. I ain't falling for it. Yo, so Will, I was trying to today. I got caught up. I was filling orders all day, Will. Truly, Raph, I was filling orders all day. Thank God. I mean, it's been that kind of day, and I'm grateful. But yo, yo, this chat is y'all wild. Y'all wild. Y'all wild, bro. Y'all wild, bro. Y'all wild, bro. Yeah, y'all wild. I mean, but real talk, Dutch, it's just I'm like, what? Let me ask y'all. What would you want? What is it that we're demanding of Target that we're not demanding of everybody else? I'm confused. Because is it this whole DEI thing that got everybody up in the uproar? Because we all know who benefited the most from DEI, right? Or maybe y'all don't know that. Maybe that's why people's up in the uproar. That's why when I listen to people, I want people, that's why I give context. One of the things I get mad about, we're gonna go to 9:30. One of the things I get mad about is when I publish, I upload a review and people start commenting. Now, some people do it because they're watching the video, but people will make a comment and I'll be like, I said that a minute later if you had just kept watching. So that's always going to be a struggle for me because honestly, I know a lot of y'all, you just want to get into the fragrance, tell me about it, boom, 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 boom. I try to find a happy medium between that, but I got to give you the context of it. I will not be like everybody else. I'm going to give you the context because I want you to have enough information to make an informed decision on whether you think you should buy into the fragrance or not. So I listen to people talk about the boycott and all these different types of things. And I was like, so what are we asking them to do that we're not asking Walmart to do? Because after Target, it was supposed to be Dollar General. And I'm like, now hold, bro. Wait a minute. Wait. Ooh. Why you got beef with Dollar General? Like, I would have thought you ain't gonna go at BJ's, Sam's Club, Walmart. Like, you ain't gonna boycott IBM or something. Like, what are we doing? That's what I'm asking. What are we doing? Because people always say we should support black business. Who said I'm not? We should support people of color. Who said I'm not? You can talk about LeBron without bringing up Michael Jordan. You can talk about Kobe without bringing up LeBron. You can talk about Mike without bringing up Kobe or LeBron. We don't know how to do that. If I sit here and say, man, LeBron is such a great player. Yeah, but he ain't better than Jordan. I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was. So that's what I'm saying. I listen to people. The Bible say be quick to listen and slow to speak. Y'all think I talk a lot. I do talk a lot. Those that really know me, I don't talk that much. I am very quiet. People that really know me. Some of y'all think y'all know me. Y'all don't know me. I'm quiet. I do a lot of listening. You know why? Because I talk for a living. I talk 9 hours out a day. So I don't like to do a lot of talking. I am very quiet. I am very cerebral. I'm super analytical. I do a lot of research. That's me. It may not seem like that. And people find it hard to believe. I'm a lot more introverted than people understand. I remember I said that one time to a group of people. They was like, boy, you lying. Do you know yourself? I'm like, no, you don't know yourself. You don't know yourself. You just, because I'm great at what I do, you naturally think, oh, he just an extrovert. No, I really could sit in that bed or in that chair all day. I'm good by myself. All I need is me and one other person, and I'm straight. I'm good. I like talking to y'all. I like talking about this. But you know how many days I don't want to go live? If Mo or John, y'all might not still be watching. Please tell me you know how many days I'd be like, bro, I do that for y'all. And not because I don't love it, you know what I'm saying? But I just be like, bro, after I'll be like, yo, my grandma said start out like I can hold out. I said I was gonna do it on Monday, so Monday be Mondaying. I work in IT. We on spring break, right? I didn't even realize it. I said this can't be spring break because it's jumping. But again, that's all I'm asking. What is the end goal? That's all I want somebody to tell me. Facts, Kicks. Facts. Yo, hey, but Eddie, real talk, like that's a whole nother conversation. But Adonis, here's the problem. Now here's why, this is why we're doing what we're doing over here in our cul-de-sac. We support, we educate, and we're building our own community. Like Fragcom is huge, but over here, bro, we don't all agree. God knows we don't all agree on everything, but we are a community of people. We gonna ride for each other. Like me and I know Mundo don't care about presentation, but I think Mundo, you in California, if we was all out at Gladcation or at California and somebody rolled up on Mundo, I bet you ain't gonna sit there and let them get jumped. And we about don't agree on nothing. That's community. Here's the problem. I think we're learning how to do that in silos, but it gets drowned out and overshadowed by all of this noise at a macro level, you know. So fam, I said the same on everything. Y'all gotta go. That man was trying to get at whatchamacallit. If you need to pull a transformer star screen retreat, let me know. As a people, I thought we made our point. Okay, boy. What? But Sherrod, here's what I'm asking. What was the point? This is what I'm asking. The reason the bus boycott was effective was because the buses depended on us. I want to be very careful how I say this. The bus system at that time depended on us because of the way the system is structured. Target does not depend on us. So we see the sales reports and we see the news headlines that say Q3 sales reports or whatever, Target lost so much money. You do realize at the end of the year, when they make their final report, you do know they're gonna, like, all of that is gonna be a loss. They're gonna find a way. They're gonna get that money back. And the government gonna make sure they get them back because the government needs Target to succeed. It's why certain banks get bailed out. They can keep doing the same crazy stuff over and over and over and over again, but they gonna bail them out. Yo, this chat. And Eddie, I would like to, if I can get another bottle. If I can get another bottle. All right. I appreciate that, Mike. I agree. Freedom and equality should not be a fad. Right. So, and that's the thing. We make everything a fad. We make everything is a fad. Everything is trendy. I know we have people of all colors and all nationalities watching or whatever. But it's like when people got mad at President Obama. Talking about he didn't do enough for black people. I was like, y'all got to be the stupidest people I've seen in my life. What did y'all think that? What was he supposed to do? I'm like, what are you talking about? What was he gonna do? Yeah, we gotta go. Thank you. They gonna get their money back. Them profit loss statements gonna be crazy work. This man says the day I get jumped by a frag head, I'll never speak on my combat missions ever again. I agree, Scent Boss. I agree. If you're over 24 and still going to spring break functions, I question your life choices. Hey, chicks, we good. We good. We about done. because I'm reading the chat, Simone. Because I'm reading the chat. But Twizzy, here's the thing. The president is who he has always been. He is nothing more than a face. He is a pawn. Why you think Congress doesn't have term limits? They got the real power. They got the real power. Come on, man. It's like people be mad talking about the president. President Obama didn't do enough for black people. What was he gonna do? Do y'all understand how this nation works? You know what's wrong with America? Respectfully, Mitch McConnell can keep his seat. And y'all talking about Obama? This man can barely walk or breathe. Literally, he can't like. What's good with that melancholy? It's melancholy. It's melancholy. Woo! People say, I'm so disappointed. I thought we all had to take civics or US history, politics, or whatever. The fact that they allowed this man to be president is all. Why y'all think that Michelle be like, y'all can kick rocks? You couldn't pay me. Even if they did allow us to vote. Because I think somebody asked him one time, like, what if they change the law where you can run for another time? Yeah. Come on, man. That woman ain't, man, she'll leave. Y'all be questioning whether they're together right now because of some of the stuff she be saying on her podcast with her brother. Them folks, boy, you see the way them folks aged. I know he said, y'all remember, just remember this. Before y'all speak on President Obama and what y'all feel like he didn't do. Remember what Dr. King said before he died. Remember what he said, because bro, the Bible talks, it's the lack of knowledge, bro. And whoo, boy, sometimes I be looking, and I'm not talking about none of y'all, but I'm just saying in general. So I be like, what are y'all talking about? You know what my answer gonna be to everything now? Mitch McConnell. That's gonna be my response to everything. Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. We need term limits. We need to, I promise you. We could, but here's the thing. They'll never vote on it. Because that would be them admitting that we need change. They'll never vote on it. And now even the younger people that are coming in power, they ain't trying to give up their seat. We need term limits, fam. I guarantee if we had term limits, the nation would be totally different. But because we don't have term limits, we in the midst of another shutdown that nobody is talking about. Forget the war preventing people from all the fragrance events. Have y'all seen these lines at the airport? It's worse than the last shutdown. It is crazy. Because this time people's like, nah, we ain't going for it. I ain't doing all that work this time. I did that last time. The back pay won't even worth it. Hey, I got several of them stories too, Jason. And Mondo, yeah, we believe. I remember that. I remember that. But Twizzy, that is part of the plan. I got to get off this live because I said I'm not gonna talk. Look, Raph, I'm taking your approach. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. My answer to everything, Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. Well, Honda, here's the thing. That's getting ready to change. That's getting ready to change because y'all know with the new FICO, and I feel like the new FICO has already been implemented, even though everybody is not necessarily recognizing it. But with the new FICO model, Affirm, Afterpay, Klarna, all of that is going to start to show up on your credit. For some people, it already is. I see a lot of people post on Facebook about how they tried to get a house or whatever, and they got denied, and they were getting denied because of how Klarna and Afterpay was affecting their payment history and utilization, even though you're technically paying it on time. And then the craziest things I see is when people, I'll be like, how do you not pay it on time? Like it come out automatically. But that's another story for another day. So it's been real. Clearly, we got a lot to talk about. we got a lot to talk about, and great conversation. I love y'all. Like I said, we might not agree on everything, but one thing we're not going to disagree about is that we got the dopest corner on the internet. You know what I'm saying? We got the dopest cul-de-sac. And so we can agree to disagree. We can talk about things in love and context. I want people to think for them. At the end of the day, I want you to think for yourself. I want you to think for yourself. I want you to love on your family, love yourself, go to the doctor, get your money right, get your health right, read a book. Like read. Like I know we love consuming content YouTube, but read. Like read. Don't just read an article or a post. Like go get a book, read. Go read the Laws of Power or the Agreements or, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Go read something. Read. Habits. What's the joint? The green book with habits on it. Read that. Go get it from Target. Oddly enough, I be in Target buying books. I be trying to better myself and educate myself. I gotta go. Hey, yo, amazing interview tonight. I appreciate y'all. Amazing live. Yeah. Look out for the Zoom link. Look out for the Zoom link. Look out for the Zoom link. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Mondo, I agree with that. I hate that. Hey, shout out to Kicks. Take a look. It's in a book on Reading Rainbow. I can do anything. Take a look. It's in a book on Reading Rainbow. Let's end the live with that. Shout out to Kicks in the chat tonight. Come on, butterflies in the sky. Hey. Come on. Let go. Reading Rainbow. I can go. Ho. Come on. Let go. Anything I wanna be. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow. Oh, stop! Let's go! Take a look. It's in a book on Reading Rainbow. Shout out to Kicks, yo. Let's go. Oh my God. Woo, I was not expecting that. Wow. Yo, oh my God, yo, I am done. Oh, snap. Yo, son. I'm still reading my live chat. Woo! Bugged out. Yo, I gotta go. Oh my God, bro. Yo. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I love y'all, yo. This is crazy.